What is good? Let's jump right into the charts. So, news-wise today, there's again not much. We have got Trump speaking at 11, so we could see some sideways movement till then. But after that point, I don't really like taking trades anyway. So, yeah, not really worried about news. We have had unemployment claims come out, hasn't really caused much on the daily. Yesterday, this candle closed, opening up a daily imbalance. I want to see this be the draw on liquidity for today. I want to see us come to this point today. So I'm bearish, really. We're in this daily imbalance. Got an SMT at these highs. And zooming in on the 4-hour, we've inversed this 4-hour gap right here. Same on ES, we inverse that little one. We are holding that one right now on ES, but I want to see the daily gap become the draw. Zooming in again on the 1-hour, we had this. This is obviously the move, the manipulation leg that put in the SMT. 1-hour change in state. This is the manipulation leg. Measure it. Standard deviation lines up with the midpoint of the daily imbalance. So I want to see us come to there. I've got this marked in grey because if I had it in blue, it would just cover my screen. So it's pretty dark. Anyway, yeah, and then zooming in again, we are currently holding this 1-hour imbalance. We have been very, very sideways all through London and pre-market. We have put in an SMT on the 1-hour. As you can see, ES is definitely above those highs, while NQ holds this area we expect to reject from. So again, what I'm looking for is a clear manipulation leg higher at the open, taking out this buy side, which is in fact the data high. So I'd want to see a clear, swift manipulation higher, and then take a nice little trade down to the internal sell side, external sell side, and then maybe, just maybe, leave a runner to the daily imbalance. But I'm pretty bearish going into today. So because we've got SMT in point we expect to reject, internal SMT in point we expect to reject. So pretty bearish. And we've just been accumulating. I'd want to see this accumulation, clean manipulation, clean displacement, and get that pullback to trade that sell side of the curve. That is my bias going in. If I don't see that, I won't trade. And I will catch you guys when I'm done. Peace. What is up? Welcome back. As you can see, it's a break-even day. The first two execution arrows actually made $10, but I kid you not, I sold one right there, bought it back 25 cents cheaper. Literally made 10 bucks because this candle was down here until the last second, so I was thinking we're inversing it there. It didn't, so I closed it straight away. Because it looked like we'd inverse, we didn't. Closed straight away. It literally made $10, so I'm not including it in the trades at all on the journal, whatever. And this trade was at break even, so $11. I'll show you this one actually. Look, I sold 2 seconds later, bought it back. It was instant accident, finger slip, like genuine finger slip. And that's unfortunate, but well, the break even's unfortunate, sorry. Yeah. But we'll cover it now. So my bias going in, if we remember, was we're in a big time frame daily imbalance. We have a daily SMT. Daily SMT. And then zooming in, we had a 1-hour change in the state, you know, clearly selling off, clearly sell side of the curve. This is buy side of the curve. I wanted to see this daily imbalance be the draw on liquidity for the day. And we also had a 1-hour SMT before open as well. Very clear, very clean. 2 SMT at this high, SMT at this high, in 1-hour imbalance, in a daily imbalance. So I was pretty bearish, and I said I wanted to see accumulation, clean manipulation, and then distribution. And I sat and waited for it. That's what happened. Market opened. We had a few legs down. Didn't take this sell side level, obviously. And we just made our way up. We generated sell side, as you can see. Generated sell side, generated sell side, generated sell side, generated sell side. Before, this is internal model. Wait for the internal model nice and clear. ES as well took that high. NQ didn't, so then SMT was put in. And then we also continued to take the internal high. You see, stop raid, whatever you want to call it. Manipulation, taking the high, and the SMT still held valid. Even if it didn't, I would have still been happy to take this trade because, well, this is what I wanted to see, internal model in line with the external model. SMT up here. Daily imbalance being the draw along with the 1 hour standard deviation thing. So I was bearish, and I think that was correct. That was the right thing to be looking for. I couldn't have been bullish today, I don't think. So we were chopping. We had this 1 minute imbalance that was holding the whole time, which is when obviously I thought it would invert and it didn't, so I got out again straight away. Because my finger, I was holding this button. I was like holding this, ready for it to be inverse, me to put the limit down, and my finger just slipped. Anyway, that imbalance continued to hold. We continued to take the high. SMT continued to hold, and then we had a 1 minute change in the state. Series of up close candles that took out that high. This is not the change in the state because this move up does not take anything. The change in the state has to be from the manipulation leg. This didn't manipulate any high. It didn't take any high. Didn't put in an SMT. Technically it did. Well, no, this is the SMT. Oh, no. That's the SMT as well. So that is not a change in the state. Even though we did pull back to it, it's not the change. This is the change in the state. This is the last series of up close candles that put in the manipulation leg. We come down, we get a closure out, and on this candle on NQ, we inverse this gap, but again by 1 tick. If we go to micro NQ, you'll see we didn't inverse it. And I think if it comes down to this, that's not really valid. So this inverse was not valid yet, but I was entering off the change in the state, so my order was at the change in the state. We pull back to it, stop at the high, the most recent high, target in the internal low. I did originally have my target here because this is what lines up with standard deviation of this 1 minute manipulation leg. So that was my initial full target. Yeah, and then we got the inverse. So this candle inversed the imbalance and we pull back to it. I wasn't break even yet because I didn't have a reason to be break even yet. This imbalance right here, we came up, we wicked down. I was like, I don't want to go break even until we get a bearish close out, until we get a bearish reaction out. So I waited. Yes, we did inverse, but we didn't continue to displace through it. So this, in my opinion, still held bearish. We pull back to the inverse fair value gap now because it doesn't get inverse till this candle. Inverse the imbalance, pull back, and then we sell off. And this candle closed out of this imbalance. I went break even here. After this candle closed, I was break even. And my TP was still here. We were continuing to push down. Once this candle closed, I moved my TP to here because I would have wanted to see from here us to just continue down. And that didn't happen. We got this close and then this close with no bottom wick. We just came straight back up again. I was like, right, I'm no longer confident this gets hit. Obviously, you trade what you're confident gets hit. At the time, I was confident this gets hit because it's the standard deviation, and I was confident. We came down, and I'll go back one more even. I was confident we're going to continue to run, so I left my TP there. This candle closed. I'm like, right, we're back in this 1 minute imbalance now. I'm putting my TP here. That is what I'm confident gets hit. I'm confident the internal low gets hit, internal model. So my TP went there, and that imbalance held. We came back down, big wick again, and then stopped to break even. And I was done. And that is it. Simple as. That is my trade that I took. I'm super happy with it. It's exactly what I wanted to see. If you watch the pre-market video, I wanted to see us manipulate up here and then distribute down to the internal low and then to the external low. With the overall draw being a daily imbalance. Again, taking what I'm confident in. This is what I was confident in. I stopped at break even, and that is completely fine. And it ended up being the right decision because, yes, we came down a bit more, but then we ran up. And Trump is now speaking, so who knows what's going to happen. Overall, my bias wasn't correct. The 10 a.m. candle on the 1 hour, which is obviously you're mainly trading the 10 a.m. candle, moved higher into this 1 hour imbalance and has not invalidated this SMT yet, but it did move higher. So overall, obviously the bias was not correct. We are filling this 4 hour imbalance now, which was this 4 hour imbalance was created at 10 a.m. and we are now filling it. But again, it's not in my concern as I took my one trade that I was confident in. And yeah. Now, obviously, I risked $300, $310. And if I hit TP, I would have made let me put this out. 730 if that won. And obviously that would have ate, if I made 730, it would have ate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses. That one win would have ate 6 losses. Because if we made 730, if we do 1594 plus 730, we would have been at 2324. And that eats up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days worth of losses. Or 6 trades worth of losses. So I think everything was good. I positioned myself correctly. I had great risk, great RR. We ended up coming 9 ticks away from TP. So literally I was up $685. My account balance was at 2279. But I'm not going to close just for the sake of the numbers. That's bad habits. That is bad habits. Why would I close for that? Yes, it also still puts us back a new account all-time highs again. But what reason do I have to close here? None. None. Did we hold consequent encroachment of this wick? Yes. Would I target that? No. Because I'm confident sell side gets taken because of the internal model that played out. This gets ran. I'm confident this gets taken. And it didn't. Could I have took some off there? Yeah, well, no, I couldn't. I have one contract. Which brings me on to my next problem. But anyway, we was up $685. I didn't close because that is against the rules. I followed my trading rules. I don't like to trail stops until I've had one take profit hit. Because yeah, I mean, once this imbalance was respected, I could have put my stop like here and been stopped there. But what's the point? Making what, 100 quid? There's no point. I like to enter and hold to TP and go break even when a PD array in profit is respected and I can go break even at a point that makes sense. If there was an imbalance here and this held and we moved down, I wouldn't go break even because the imbalance is too close to my break even and we could still wick break even but hold the imbalance. Once this held, I could go break even because this is enough in profit for me to have a stop here and not want to see price come back up there unless we go into my stop, which is what happened. So that is how I manage my trades. I think it works out quite well. And then if I held my TP to here, if we continue to push through and we were just chopping here, my stop would have gone at TP1. That's the only point I'd trail my stop if it's a situation like this. But I'm confident this gets hit. When it didn't, I'm confident this gets hit. And it didn't. But I was at a break even, so it doesn't matter. It is slightly painful, but again, it is what it is. I'm not going to let it beat me up. I positioned myself correctly. I could have, well, it would have ate up 6 days worth of losers. and it hasn't, but it's fine. It doesn't matter because more opportunity will come. I'm happy I took this without any hesitation on NQ. Good risk, great RR, and it just is what it is. Now, moving on to the next problem. Well, external predicament I've got. Obviously, you all know the scaling plan. And we all know on Top Step with Trader8, which I'm with, there's not a 1 to 10 mini to micro scaling rule. So on Top Step X, micros and minis are sized differently. It's 1 to 10, which is how it is. For just general trading, like 1 mini equals 10 micros. So with Top Step X on an XFA, you'd have 20 micro. You have 2 minis, 20 micros, 3 minis, 30 micros, 5 minis, 50 micros. I have 2 minis, 2 micros, 3 minis, 3 micros, or 5 minis and 5 micros. And it is tough. Because today I risk $93 because that is 62 times 0.5 times 3. I risk $93 or I risk $310. And it's annoying because then I only have one contract and I can't take partials like at the super internal low. I can't take a partial. So it is annoying and it is awkward. I did ask in the Top Step server a while ago, is there any estimated date of when Trader8 users will have the 1 to 10 minute to micro rule? It's in the works. There's no date for it. But they are aware it's something that needs doing. But it's just in the works. It's on the roadmap. No date for it though. So, here lies my problem. It is very hard and it affects my risk quite a bit trading like this with the 1-to-1 ratio. And my account balance is at $1,600. So I could withdraw $800 right now. I could withdraw $800 right now, which equates to about 650 quid, which would not cover expenses. And it would also not cover expenses as I'd be buying another combine. But what I could do is I could withdraw $800, buy a combine on Top Step X, pass it, and have 20 micros, 30 micros, 50 micros, and it's so much easier to scale an account because scaling an account with 2 micros is horrendous. It takes ages. So I have choices. Option 1, withdraw 800. I'm gonna make this smaller. Not that small. Buy 50k on Top Step X, which on total costs 200 if I pass in the first month. Option 2 is continuing to trade the XFA and then follow this plan that I've got out for myself. Minimum 2k payout, get 2 combines, pass them both in 1 month, if not drop one, and then activate them and grow them. That's option 2. So trade XFA, 2k payout, then 2 combines. Option 3 is withdraw $200. Then that leaves me still with $1,400 drawdown. Oh yeah, obviously. But only have 800 left to trade with on XFA. Whoa. So they're my options. and it's tricky. What I think I'm going to do is just wait. Just wait for price action to clean up a bit more before I start buying combines. And also, I'm away from charts this day. I'm on holiday Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got a haircut on Friday at 2:30 because it was the only time that was available. So I may as well have this day off as well. I'm about to have a week off. Why would I buy a combine and have a week off? So for now, I'm just going to wait and continue to take A plus on the XFA and not be an idiot because that should still protect my profits. And then I think I'm going to just withdraw half or withdraw 200, but definitely move to top step X sooner rather than later because there's no plan on when TradeMate will have the 1 to 10. So this is cringe. It's a tricky decision to make, a hard decision to make. So I'd appreciate anyone's thoughts in the comments. Don't like the top of my hair right now. It looks a bit weird. Looks a bit weird. Maybe on my next haircut I get it thinner on top as well. Just looks a bit weird. Anyway. Yeah. Justin also took this trade as me. I know, like, I shouldn't always say, oh, it's a good trade because Justin took it. But it does help. It's added confluence. You know, he took the same SMT, the change in the state, the pullback to it, and the inverse for value gap, targeting the same targets as me, and had standard deviation out as well. So I think today was definitely a good day. It's restored the conviction, restored the confidence in myself. The self-doubt is going down. So overall, I'm happy. Happy with the day, happy with everything. Positioned myself correctly. Break even was good. Trade management was good. Bias was good. Execution was good. Zero hesitation. All was fabulous. Fabulous. So that concludes today's Yap session. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.